But for sure, organized crime was involved in music. For sure.
Yeah, right?
Why would they not be? They were involved in everything.
Yeah.
The mob back in the day was involved in any fucking thing that was profitable.
You know, I think one of the coolest things the mob has done lately is gotten people to go the mob back in the day. You know what I mean? Like they're so smart because they're like, oh yeah, they got a PR person out there like, yeah, back in the day, the mob was doing all kinds of crazy stuff. But the mob, it's mostly gone now. There's no more mob. It's really cool. Like, it's a smart move they did. I like that.
It's like when Vincent the Chin, he used to walk around New York City with like a bathrobe on and slippers and act crazy.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, he was like giving everybody information. Come walk with me. We're going to walk. This is what we're going to do. The fucking Malangaris, they think they got us on this?
Yeah.
We're going to take them out at the fucking knees. This is how we're going to do it. So he's laying out what needs to be done, managing all the business of all the families. And along the way, the FBI bugged the cars. So they knew his route that he would take. And so they just bugged the hubcaps of all these cars. They parked a bunch of cars there. I think that's the story that's connected to that, right? Isn't that how they got him? Or am I conflating two mob stories? They might have used that on more than one mobster, that technique. But that's how they got him. The guy was just acting crazy.
Dude, it's so funny to me, like when, the thing is, like, again, I don't mean to be cynical. I mean, I'm an old man now. I'm older now. And I have gotten to the point where I recognize that the government isn't evil. It's like it's trying to do something, and that thing it's trying to do is really fucking hard. Like, it's trying to create a democracy, a place where you could like raise your kids, not have kids, whatever, but live a relatively free life, be healthy, happy. It's trying to do that. That's the machine is trying to do that, and it's failing a lot. It's trying, but it's gotten infiltrated. So within it, there's chunks of like really nefarious bad shit. But it's like at some point you look at like the wars between governments and like mafia, organized crime, and it's like, really, what's the which one? Like, they're both resorting to really brutal tactics.
Yeah,
they both are okay with killing people. They both wage war. Like, I mean, like strategically when you look at it,
right?
Like, if you took you take like any classic drug dealer, like any like mid-level drug dealer, make them like 500 times more powerful, and they become a pharmaceutical company, right? Like, at some point you go from like selling illegal drugs to just starting a company making fentanyl and then legally selling synthetic heroin and being protected by the police while you sell the drugs. That's the only difference, right? Like,
right.
If like the idea is like you get organized crime, the organized crime, if it gets to a certain level, it gets on the radar and then it gets shut down. But if it manages to like jump through that level, then usually it just gets into politics, right? Mm-hmm. And then it just becomes part of the government, right? Like, that's the ultimate place you want to be. Like, you want to go from succumbing to laws to controlling the laws. That's like victory, right? When you get to make the laws. So I don't know. It seems like, I don't know. I always think it's funny when you're hearing about them bugging their hubcaps and stuff. And it's just like, shit, man, it seems like it's just another mob war. Like, they're not calling themselves the mob. They're calling themselves the government.
Right.
But it's still kind of a mob. It's just one very, very powerful mob fighting.
We got to be careful about malinformation, Duncan.
Did I do malinformation
No, but
just
we
now?
have to be careful. That's why we need this organization protecting us from malinformation.
If you're wearing a clown suit on a podcast, you're allowed to do malinformation. But you have to wear a stupid fucking clown suit. You know, that maybe that's the answer. It's just like, look, make them wear something really dumb, and then they can malinform.
Maybe that's what the president should be. Maybe you could be the president, but you have to dress like a clown. That's one of our new rules.
Funny, you can't like...
you can't dress up. You have to dress like a clown.